Moms, we need to talk. I did not realize that I went through postpartum depression until after the birth of my son. Knowing what I know now, I'm obligated to speak about my experience and shed light on a topic that, quite frankly, a lot of women go through, but not that many women talk about. Hey girl, my name is Genesis Wells, and in today's video, I'm going to give my story on what I went through in my postpartum depression season, how I got through it, and give you tips on how you can overcome your darkness. I love you, you matter, and you're doing a great job. Let's get into the video. As a mom, it can very much easily feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. I mean, let's be serious. You're a mom, you are a chef, you're a doctor, you're an entertainer, you're a maid, okay? It gets hard when you have to manage so many titles and responsibilities and keep yourself in balance after you've had your baby. When I had my daughter, knowing what I know now, I had signs of postpartum depression, but it wasn't as severe as when I had my son. And on top of all of these things, I was also breastfeeding. So I felt like I was in constant go mode, and I didn't really have time to sit back and acknowledge what my body was feeling, what changes were going through my body, what mood was I constantly in, my inner dialogue. I didn't really have enough time for me. I think that really played a part in my postpartum depression, because you have to take time for yourself as a new mother. Even as a seasoned mother, you have to make time for yourself. It's the only way for you to stay in tune with your body, your emotions, your energy, and making sure that your cup is full, because if mommy's not okay, then nothing else in the house is going to be okay. I mean, let's be serious. You just had a tiny little human. Your body is trying to regulate the hormones that you've been managing for a year straight. Your organs are trying to go back in place. On top of that, you have a new life that you are responsible for. That can send anybody into stress mode, especially if you don't have the right support or tools to make it through this process. For me, I had support throughout both of my pregnancies, and I'm so thankful for it. But it's crazy because even though I had support, I still felt the way I felt internally. I didn't show it as much as I felt. Like, on the outside, I was smiling, I was happy, I was a ray of sunshine to, people looking in. But from the inside looking out, I was hurting, I was scared, I was paranoid. I think that my delivery method played a huge role in it as well. With my daughter, I did the normal vaginal birth, smooth as possible, and I'm forever thankful for that. When it came to my son, I had to have an emergency C-section.
So, baby boy, you are too big to push, so we are about to go and get a C-section. Get your dad stepping. We'll meet you soon. Mommy loves you so much. And I cried because I'm scared. So,
not being prepared for a major surgery played a big role, but it was more so the aftermath. So like I said, for my daughter, I had my vaginal birth. I was in labor for, I think, 39 hours, which, I'm thankful. It was a long time, but I'm thankful. Everything went smoothly with her. With my son, I was unable to push him, and they were just like, okay, we're going to go ahead and cut you open. Excuse me, sir? So on top of trying to mentally prepare myself on, girl, you're about to be cut open. Yeah, I was trying to, be prepared to still be the best mother as possible. And I wasn't trying to look scared or show any signs of fear or anything like that, because my partner was looking at me, so I didn't want to make him scared and, mess up the vibe for the delivery process. I'm big on just like, God, have your way, okay? So, y'all, I had the surgery. Everything went smoothly. It was more so when I got home and got into mom mode, to where I started seeing that, certain things weren't the same for this pregnancy that it was for the last one. For example, I wasn't able to get up and move as fluidly as I did with my daughter. And that really, put a damper in my mood, because I'm a very independent woman. Like, I'm the type of girl, like, when I want to do something, I get up and go and do it. I don't like to wait for people to do stuff for me. I don't even, I'm working on asking for help. So me being able to depend on other people for everything I needed to do, walking, showering, helping me with my kids, like, that really bothered me. And my daughter, who is 5, but at the time she was 4, it hurt me because, I wasn't able to be as active with her. I couldn't get up and move the way I wanted to. I couldn't interact with her and play with her like I wanted to. I couldn't just get up and get my baby as fast as I needed to when he was crying. Like, I had to ask for help so much. And that made me feel, I'm going to cry, y'all, because it really made me feel like an inadequate mother. Like, I felt so bad not being able to be there for my babies without the help of other people. I think that God was teaching me how to be open to support and love. That was a process, y'all, opening up and allowing people to help me. On top of that, your girl was hurting. Like, C-section mamas, being a mother, period, is hard. But that C-section hurt. It felt like I was ripping anytime I ever tried to move. And they didn't even take no fat. It's about a year later that I started noticing, like, dang, like, my mood hasn't been the same. Like, what's going on? And a lot of times people think like, oh, postpartum depression has to happen immediately after the baby or anything like that. But quite frankly, postpartum depression can happen anytime during your pregnancy, anytime after your pregnancy. And it's a very common thing. I wasn't expecting to hit a rough patch 1 year later, after having my son. Of course, I had my new mom blues, was able to heal and get back active. So I thought everything was okay. But a year later, I started realizing, like, dang, like, I'm sadder than usual. My inner dialogue is not giving the way it's supposed to give. I'm not feeling like myself. I don't understand what's going on. And it wasn't until I talked to a therapist that I realized that I was going through postpartum depression 1 year later. And that really shed light on a lot of things in my life and how I showed up as a woman, as a mother, and as a friend. I'm so thankful that I found a therapist who was grounded, who was also a mother, that understood what I was saying and didn't judge me, because I was so scared to open up, y'all. I was scared to honestly seek and reach out for help. And that's really a big barrier for us as a people, especially as women, because they look at us like, oh, you're so strong. Like, you're a super mom, you're the superhero, you're the fuel that keeps this train running. But, it's hard. It's literally so hard. And sometimes it's even harder to say, I'm not okay. I don't have it all together. I need help. And that's the beginning stages of your healing journey. Realizing and acknowledging that you're not okay and that you need some extra support, no matter where that support is coming from, it's really going to benefit you. It was time to, open up to somebody about what I've been experiencing. And I honestly think that as women, it's important for us to identify when we are not okay and when things are out of balance in us, so that when our children grow up and go through things in life, we're able to help them get through it as well. You have to be able to speak life over your babies. You have to be able to live and pour back into your children when they're feeling down, so that your children don't fall victim to the same thing that's trying to take you out. You are going to be a successful woman. You are a loved woman, and you are a needed woman, okay? I know that you love your babies, and this world is very scary to just share your babies and, leave them with people, or, you start thinking all these what ifs in your head. Pray to God, ask God to give you clarity, and find more time for mom. Find days where you don't have to be mom, wife, daughter, student, employee. Find days where you can just be yourself. Know that God is fighting on your behalf. Being a woman is one of the greatest gifts that I can ask for, and a mother immediately after. It's important that you just nurture yourself as much as you nurture your babies, okay? Taking a step back and focusing on you does not take away from your motherhood. It does not mean you're a bad mom. It doesn't mean that you can't handle the heat. It just means that you're human, and sometimes we fall short and we need support to pick us back up. why I feel like we need to stop all this bickering and differences as we have as women, because we already struggle with so much. We don't need to fight each other as we go through the same fight, you know? So yeah, as a woman and as a mother, I understand. I see you, I hear you, and I love you. I hope today something in this video helped motivate you to just take care of yourself. Pour into yourself, okay? I love you guys. Thank you guys for all of the support throughout my journey, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.